So Helen, firstly, it's great to speak to you. Your Wales career has been incredible, and you've achieved so much, and hopefully so much more to come in the future, of course. How much have you enjoyed your time with Wales, and how much are you looking forward to achieving more things in the future?
Yeah, it's hard to sum up my enjoyment, to be honest. Making my debut in 2008 seems a long time ago, but it feels like it's all I've ever known. Even though I was relatively late to the international scene, I think I was 22 by the time I made my debut. It feels like I've been here since I was a kid. And yeah, it's just, yeah, it means everything to me to pull on this badge and represent this country. And you know, I've made friends for life in doing so, and there's a good group of us that have been through the whole journey together. And hopefully, yeah, like you said, there's plenty more to come.
You mentioned that camaraderie, that sort of spirit. How important is that in sort of a national team dressing room?
It's massive because you don't get to spend too much time together. Obviously, you get sort of 5-6 camps a year. You have to make the most of those times. But I think because a lot of us have grown up and been in it together for so long, it does help that once you come back, everything's the same, and you know, there's that familiarity and togetherness that I think separates us from some other nations. It's a genuine family feel, and I think you see similarities in the men's team as well. And the way it's a small country, and we have a smaller pool of people to pick from, and I think that helps in a way because it does bring you all together, and it makes you all want to fight that little bit harder, because you know it's down to you and the weight's on your shoulders. But yeah, it's a special group, and one that I really enjoy being a part of.
You've had some incredible moments with Wales, as we mentioned. What are sort of some of the standout moments from your time with your national team?
There's lots. You know, we're at 99 games now, so it'd be hard to pick out a single one or two. But I think obviously you look at your debut. That was a big moment. I scored on my debut, which I think helped as a number 9. Goals are what you're measured on, so that was really important for me. Then you look at sort of the Milestone Caps, the 50th, that was a nice one too. It was our first one at Cardiff City Stadium. We won it 1-0 against Belarus, and I managed to score, so that one stands out. And there's a couple more recently, the Russia game, where we beat them 3-0 in Newport. And I think that was the first time we'd really competed with a second seed in the group when we were third seed. And it was a second half performance that was just full of confidence and some real quality goals in there as well. So that one stands out. But yeah, there's been so many. It's just been a real good journey, and yeah, hopefully it's not quite at the end just yet. And
you mentioned that game against Luxembourg, your debut. What did that feel like to put on that Welsh shirt for that first time?
It was incredible. It was. We stayed in a tiny little hotel. I didn't know any different. You know, it was my first experience going away with the national team, and just going into the dressing room and seeing the shirts hung up and knowing that I was going to put that number 9 on. It was just great, yeah. I think we went 1-0 down, which wasn't supposed to happen, but thankfully I got the equaliser, and yeah, it just went from there really. I felt, you know, as soon as the ball hit the back of the net, I was like, okay, I can do it at international level, so just grew in confidence from there. And yeah, it wasn't the most glamorous of locations, but it's one I can still sort of picture the pitch and, you know, the change rooms and stuff, so it will live long in the memory.
And looking back on some of your other caps as well, of course, cap 15 against Azerbaijan, that 15-0 victory, you obviously scored 6 goals in that game, and it's still the record for either a Welsh men's or women's side. How proud is a moment like that to put your name to quite a victory like that? Yeah,
it's funny, I sort of forget about that one almost, which is a bit strange to say, but it was just one of those days where everything we touched ended up in the goal. And I think my last goal, I actually apologised because I was trying to cross it, and it looped over the keeper, and I sort of held my hand up. But yeah, it was a special moment. Obviously, it's one of those games that, as I said, everything went right for us. But to be the first person I think I was the first person to score a hat trick, and then obviously to get another 3 was really special. And I've still got the ball at home, well, at my mum and dad's house, much to their delight. I've still got the ball from that game, so yeah, it was a good day.
And then cap 30, 2-0 victory against Israel. This is when you passed Jane Ludlow's goal scoring record.
Okay.
And then cap 48 against Slovakia, you then beat Ian Rush's record to become the top Welsh goal scorer. What is that like, you know, to sum up in words, to have these sort of unbelievable records? What is it like to own that?
Yeah, it's something that I've kind of looked back on fondly, more so than appreciated at the time. I didn't actually know either of those games were the moments that it happened. I've been asked in a few interviews what it felt like to pass, certainly the Ian Rush one, but I didn't actually realise when it was. So there was no sort of fanfare, there was nothing around it. But I think that kind of sums us up as a group, as that we were doing it for the big goal, and you know, it wasn't kind of, oh, Helen's broken the record. I didn't know it. I don't expect my teammates knew it either. But that's the way I like it, because it's always been about the team. Obviously, on a personal note, it's amazing to hold that record. I know a certain Mr. Gareth Bale's creeping up and, you know, he's scoring some worldies to get himself back in the picture. But it's a nice thing to have done, and for a good while I had a pretty decent ratio of more than a goal every 2 games. Not quite there at the moment, but yeah, it's something I'm very proud of. But I think perhaps once my career's finished and I look back, it'll be something that means even more. I think it means more to other people than myself at times, but no, it is something that I'm really proud of.
And then some of your more later caps, number 58 against Slovakia, when you scored your first goal since the birth of your daughter, and then number 75 against Kazakhstan, which was your first game after you gave birth to your son. When you scored against Durham, your son was there celebrating in the back. What are moments like that now with having a family and all these sort of life events? You know, do they sort of change perspective with your job, or do they make it even more enjoyable?
A bit both. I think they certainly changed the perspective, because you realise that your life doesn't just surround football anymore. It still does in a lot of ways, but first and foremost, I have to make sure my kids are happy and healthy, and that will always be my priority. I like to hope that they are growing up sort of seeing me and other women playing football, and that being the norm. I think that's huge for kids growing up, to see women's football as normal, and be able to support it and enjoy it in the same way that so many people enjoy men's football. And also seeing that if you dream big, you can achieve big things, you know, whether that's in football or something else. I want my kids to be able to do that, and hopefully they're seeing me do that, and they can go out and fulfil their own dreams and ambitions. But certainly does change your perspective, and that video you mentioned of seeing Charlie in the background, I watched that goal so many times, not because I was interested in what I was doing on the pitch, but just to see his little reaction. He was bouncing along by the side of the goal, and then suddenly you see his arms go up, and yeah, it really melted my heart. And it's nice to know that they can go along and enjoy watching football. And you know, he's at an age now where he sort of semi-understands it, and he knows what end we're supposed to be scoring in and whatever. So it's great to have them there. You know, Emily was there as well, and yeah, those are the moments that make it all worthwhile.
And in Cap 92 against the Faroe Islands was your first goal for Wales since returning back to Watford the second time. You know, what role has sort of Watford played in your national career, and has it been nice being both at Watford and at Wales in this time?
Yeah, both Watford and Wales mean the world to me. Watford's my club. It's where I've been a season ticket holder for the best part of 25 years, probably more now. And Wales is obviously my national team. So to be able to enjoy these moments with both the places that mean the most to me is really special. And Watford have been phenomenal for me, both in supporting me with my young family, as well as supporting me, you know, you guys coming all the way over here to Wales to support my national career as well. It really means the world, and to know that I've got 2 sort of organisations that have got my back and, you know, fully supporting me makes my life a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable.
And how much at the moment do you enjoy seeing this crop of youngsters coming through the Wales squad at the moment? Of course, Morgan Rogers, who currently plays for Watford, she's making her way through Watford and here as well. How much are you enjoying seeing that?
Oh, it's brilliant, and it's one of the best things about being an older player is you're kind of watching, it's almost like watching yourself come back through, but enjoying it more because you know what they've got, what exciting things they've got to come. But Morgs is doing great. She's been superb since she joined us in January, and you know, she just fits in really well. She's confident without being arrogant. She gets on with everyone. She's always got a smile on her face. Sometimes I wish she believed in herself a little bit more, but she's doing great. And you know, same as here, she comes in and she works really hard on the training pitch. I don't think it'll be too long before she makes her debut for Wales as well, and I'll be the first one to go and give her a big hug to celebrate when she does, because she's a real great kid. And you know, it's exciting having her, you know, watching her sort of career going from strength to strength, both here and at home in Watford. So yeah, I really enjoy seeing the younger players and how they're going to grow up and fulfil their potential, because we've got some real exciting players coming through, and you know, we'll surely see that in the next couple of games as well.
Do you enjoy giving that advice and that sort of element of help and experience to some of these younger guys as they come through?
Yeah, I think quite a few of them often refer to me as the mum in the group. I think even before I had the kids, I was quite a maternal figure. But I do, yeah, I don't like to sort of impose myself or say anything that's not needed, but I'm always here if anyone's got any questions or want a little bit of word of advice, or even just a little confidence boost. If I see someone like Morgan who looks a bit down on her confidence, I'll give her a little boost and say, look, we've all seen how good you can be, just go out there and show that. And I think they know that I'm genuine with it. I'm excited to see them grow and come through, and you know, I'll do my best to help them do that.
And finally, if you can look back across all your games, all your caps, all your goals, what would your younger self say, you know, to look and know that you would achieve all of this? What would she react like?
I think I'd be surprised if you told me that I'd be sat here 99 caps down and 2 kids later. But I'd just say, believe in yourself, enjoy every moment, and don't sweat the small stuff, because everything will come good in the end.
Number 7, Helen Ward.
Helen, congratulations, 100 caps for your country. What a wonderful achievement. What does that feel like?
Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think it's quite sunk in yet. I mean, obviously the focus tonight was on the game itself, and we couldn't quite get the point or 3 points that we wanted, but you know, the girls put on a real good display there, and in the second half I thought we were just going to nick one, but yeah, it's an honour for me to step on the pitch and get my 100th cap, and hopefully there's a few more to come, and hopefully a few more points on the board as well.
You joined quite an illustrious group of players now to have made a century appearance for Wales.
See, I've got Sophie Ingle and Jess Fishlock in there, and obviously Lauren Dykes as well, who did it for the women's team. So to be part of that group is amazing, and you know, it's an honour for me to be alongside such illustrious names as those, and you know, they're some of the biggest names in Welsh sport, so it's a privilege for me to be alongside them.
How brilliant have your teammates been? How supportive have your family been in this amazing journey?
Yeah, it's been unbelievable. I mean, I've had loads of messages today, even before I got on the pitch. So it's been a bit of a whirlwind, but you know, throughout my whole career, my family, you've just seen them there. They've come all this way to support me, and you know, my mum in particular, she's been all around the country and you know, abroad as well to see me play. So I'm so grateful to have them around me, and to have my kids here tonight to see my 100th game is a real special moment.
How highly does this rank in your career?
Yeah, it's right up there. I think it's something I'll probably look back with more fondness as time goes on, but it's been a long time coming. I feel I've been on the verge of it for a little while now, but to get it over the line is really special, and you know, now I just want to kick on and get a few more under my belt.
Brilliant, Helen. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.